Namaste. So here we are again, where I'm just losing interest in maintaining this channel due to the lack of interest, the lack of response, the lack of comments, the lack of community, the lack of anyone actually being a disciple. And mostly just due to my lack of interest in the world in general. It started around last Christmas, where I had a dream about death, a warning. And since then, I'm just kind of not really interested in anything. I mean, I waited so long to make this video because I was hoping that it would pass, but it hasn't passed. And I tried this and I tried that, but it didn't help, or it didn't change. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a normal part of preparing to leave the body. But as far as this channel is concerned, it means that I'm not willing to put out a lot of effort. Like the last 3 videos I made and several attempts at starting new topics before that just went over like a lead balloon. I mean, really, no relevant comments at all. In fact, on some of the videos, there are 0 comments of any kind. So it seems like not only am I losing interest in the world is losing interest in me. So I take this as confirmation that this is real. It's not just a passing mood. It's not some astrological aspect or something like that. Although I am in the middle of Shade Sati, that will also change about the middle of March. When Saturn goes into Pisces, then it'll begin lightening up from there. But I mean, everything in my life, except for this channel, is actually perfect. I'm living in a beautiful place with old friends and good companionship, terrific food. And this is the time of the year when the weather is just perfect, day after day. And I have nothing to complain about as far as my day-to-day life goes. But I'm not really interested in anything, even sex, believe it or not. So I'm like, okay, this must really be it. And I'm preparing myself to pass away from this world. So if something comes up, like somebody leaves an actually interesting comment on one of the videos, I mean, there's only like 2,000 videos on the channel that you could leave comments on. And I monitor each one. I read each and every comment. And if they're interesting, I respond. Or even if they're not interesting, somebody says, thank you. Okay, you're welcome, But that's not really the kind of comments I'm looking for. When I started this channel, I wanted to make it a postgraduate level seminar on the important spiritual topics from all lineages. And I did that. But the unfortunate consequence of that is that limits the audience to people who are actually intelligent. And I guess nowadays in this world, the way it is, those people are very, very few, very rare, and not at all easy to find. So the community of interest that I had hoped to build around this channel never materialized. Yeah, there were a few times when people came and appeared to be interested in the teaching. But as soon as we got into an area that was beyond their personal limitations, they didn't want to stretch. They didn't want to grow. They dropped us instead. So what am I to do, you know? Should I continue to push? Like, to make these last 3 videos took a really intense effort. I was pushing myself to do it just to see if I could get a decent response out of the community. And the response is meh. Not at all what I had hoped for. So I don't see why I should put any more effort into making elaborate, researched, deeply meaningful videos. I mean, what could be more interesting than Brihadaranyaka telling you step by step how to attain divinity, how to become Virat, Hiranyagarbha in your next life? I mean, is there anything more interesting than that? So there should be some kind of response, but it's zilch. Niet, nada, 0. So, all right, I gave it a good college try. I do feel an obligation to share my wisdom with the world, but if the world doesn't care, why should I? So if I make any more videos after this, it's going to be because somebody came up with a really insightful comment, something really interesting and relevant to the video that they posted on, within the context of that video, or asks a question that shows deep understanding and real investigative curiosity. Because after all, one of the most important techniques of self-realization is Atma Vichara. Vichara means research, investigation, looking into things, not just taking teachings as they are on a surface level, but looking beneath the surface to see how it really works. That's the kind of material I've been posting on this channel for years now. But I haven't, except in one case, Dave from New York. He has that investigative mindset. I haven't seen anybody else, though, who is so curious and probing. But that's why I founded this channel and kept up even after so many years of not getting a good response. But now I'm done. If I'm going to leave this body soon, I should invest my energy and the time remaining in preparing for the next world. Because there is a next world. I've already experienced it. It's there. So I want to transfer to it as seamlessly as possible. And by the time the body is ready to drop off, I've already transferred my existence, my consciousness, to this next world. Because after all, that is the purpose of yoga and self-realization. Om Tat Sat, Om Shakti Om, Om Namah Shivaya.